Hello everybody, welcome back to another ORL stream. You've got myself, Cozzy, full-time ORL retiree, and Chunk back in the booth. It's great to be able to catch up with these boys again. It's just a shame it's for this reason. So tonight is an emotional race for the majority of the ORL community, and fortunately up until this point we've never had to do this. Tonight's race is a celebration of life for a pillar of the ORL community since the beginning of this league. Some knew him as Max, but many knew him as MX. Former Vice President of the ORL, two-time Constructors Champion, Drivers Champion, and overall Constructors Champion. Tonight we remember him for his passion, racing. Tonight we'll be racing on F1 22, MX's favourite F1 game, and at Abu Dhabi, MX's favourite track. Many share great memories of racing MX in ORL or in other leagues. Tonight we wish to create many more memories of great racing in Max's honour. From the entirety of the ORL community, may he forever rest in peace and enjoy some great racing from the clouds. Alrighty, so let's get started today. Obviously quite the emotional one today, but today's about celebration rather than sadness, as we get to celebrate one of our friends, many friends, as get to do what he loves best, and that's racing. So, yeah, let's get on with it as we get ready to come out here. We've got 16, I think some are still yet to join, but Chunk, good to catch up again.
Yeah, nice to see you, Rosie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, once again, unfortunate had to come under these circumstances, but should be a good night for racing in Abu Dhabi.
100%. I think last time we commentated together, or the last time I remember, was believe season 2 in Jeddah.
Sounds about right.
So we'll figure that one out. So we've got a couple coming out on track now. I've got Spicy, who is the first one out there, as I've got to remember what the broadcasting controls are. It has been a while.
We got a spin.
That was pretty quick. I think some are quite rusty on this game, but so just going over the Abu Dhabi circuit here. So obviously in the Yas Island in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. The first Grand Prix was hosted here in 2009, circuit length 5.2 kilometres. Today we'll be completing 29 laps out of 16 corners, which has come down from the recent 21. I believe that was the year before in this game. And some of the notable features of this one: it's the only F1 race on the calendar to start from twilight and end in the night, and obviously the longest straight in the F1 calendar, pardon me, at 1.2 kilometres, and obviously the pit exit tunnel, which we all know very well. Oh, it's Spicy as he starts his lap.
It's a red flag.
Red flag. Okay, I think we might have... I don't think it is a red flag. I believe that's just invalidated. I don't think red flags are on this one yet.
That's the next game.
Still used to it. So Spicy's stopped on track. I think he's waiting for these cars to pass, as we will go on board with SV as he will start his first flying lap here. The first lap here, as he takes him through the first corner nice and quick. Laid on the brakes, slightly missed the apex there, but what do I talk about? I'm slow tier 2 driver, former. As now he comes up to the newly renovated hairpin here, the famous overtake of Max Verstappen on Lewis Hamilton down at this corner that won him the championship in interesting circumstances. Now he comes to the longest straight here. Good DRS zone here, go max speed of about 340, I think we were talking about. As he comes down, takes some nice hard braking at the 100-metre board. Turn in gear 3, keep the same gear, sort of keep pressure on the throttle. So they keep going, and I was thinking about it earlier today. Is there maybe some possible struggle for some that obviously haven't touched this game in about 2 years? As we all the way into the final sector here, SV will be the first to set a lap. 2 Aston Martins behind him with Bonker Boy and J-Man. SV, really good lap from him as he comes out. Yellow flags in the final sector. There is an Alpine, I believe. Comes around the final corner. It's looking good at the moment. It's going to be a 1:24.3. Ponker Boy goes 1:25, and I believe J-Man was next over the line, but I have a feeling he might have been validated.
And you talked about some people being rusty before. Again, Italian Ramen's gone for his second spin in 2 laps, just in the first sector, once again. So that has ruined his first flying lap of this session.
Yeah, definitely. That's one we were talking about quite a bit. It's just the rust of people not being on this game in ages as Wi-Fi limit comes around the final sector under the hotel.
Oh,
here.
and Vipermon in the Alpine has just had a big spin coming out of the penultimate corner.
Yeah, that's a big one as well. It's these grip levels that have changed significantly in these last couple of games as Wi-Fi limit will actually come into the pits. Obviously, Vipermon's one of the most successful season in ORL history in Season 3. Was lucky enough to be the main competitor for about 5 races before I decided to disappear. So we've got the return of Imanoob, Season 1 champion, I believe. I'm probably getting that wrong. I have not checked my facts. There he goes.
Well, lucky ghosting was on there.
100%.
Otherwise,
that could have been pretty
bad.
bad.
One of the other cars probably would have ended both their sessions just then.
Definitely, Geordie
Had
Slater.
it not been for the ghosting.
Geordie Slater with the fastest lap of the race, and you can see quite a bit of spins down towards turn 1. I believe that was slow. And yeah, he's going quite slow indeed.
Imanoob is very, very struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit as we come into the pits. Oh, he spins it on the way to the pits as well. He is severely struggling out there at the moment. Obviously, no, he hasn't really been on the game in a while, but so I believe PS Bomber will come on through. I believe he's the earliest person on a lap. Sweet.
Well, Italian Ramen is coming around the final couple of corners to complete his first real flying lap. Oh,
no,
as I say that.
Ducked into the pits. Dead Heat, I don't believe is on a lap, no. Mickey has invalidated and J-Man has also invalidated. So I think the thing I was talking about earlier was the change, I believe, in grip levels in the game. So I believe F1 23 it might have been, where the grip levels really changed on this game, where it was sort of a lot better. It was a lot easier, I'd say, because I went from full traction to no traction, as I found it was quite simple. But this game was really tough grip-wise. I remember it being. And speaking of it, there we go. Was just talking about it, and that's an example of it. It's quite difficult, as I believe Apokic has set fastest sector 1. Can he challenge his teammate Geordie Slater as he comes down the long straight here? And we will go on board here as Chunk would like to guide us through the lap here.
Yeah, coming down to the big left-right here, back onto another straight, and he's going to get some more DRS. This is going to round out sector 2, and we'll see what kind of time a pocket can do here.
Oh,
it's a purple sector 2,
fastest sector
rounding
2
turn 9. And, is that invalidation? No, he has gone off the track, but coming to final set of corners now, rounding turn 14, 15.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Sorry, 14 there. Second last corner of 15.
Oh!
Just in time. And it's going to be round the final corner. What time is it?
Oh, just missed out. So that slide, I think, really cost him that lap there, as that was Looking like a flyer. Spicy's 2/10 down on his lap. Believe
Polkick has
Pocket
after.
has spun after that one. As we'll have a look on board with Spicy here as he comes down the straight. He's 2/10 down, got Vipermon behind him. He was the Tier 2 champion in Season 3. As you can see little extensions coming out that McLaren car, but he's invalidated. So we'll switch off to Vipermon here, who I don't think he's been on the game much recently. As he will also head down to the straight. He seems like he's going quite slow as well. So, Wi-Fi limit, is he maybe giving him a tow? I doubt it. Wi-Fi limit's gone purple in Sector 2 here. It's gone fairly wide there. It's going to cost him a little bit of time now as he comes into the first part of Sector 3. Coming under the tunnel is a slow Ferrari, I believe, with Imanoob, who's been struggling so far as there's 5 cars yet to set a lap time. As Wi-Fi limit spins it again, and just the struggles of these guys to set a time. These group levels seeming to really be a problem so far.
Yeah, so we've seen Vipermon rather, spin out on a flying lap there as well, and just before we saw a Pocket almost spin, and that ruined his lap. So 3 people have been majorly caught out on that second last corner.
Oh, and Noob has abandoned the lap. So he's cut the corner there. I believe Lindsay has just started a lap. So we'll go on board with him as he rides through this first sector. It's nice and tight, seen so many people spin here. As now comes out to the nice and tight, the quick braking into turn 5 down to the long straight and the run towards turn 6. Gets on the acceleration now as he comes down the straight, gets some DRS on. Let's see what his top speed is. This will be interesting to see what kind of setup he's running, as he will just almost get to a 330. I think it was about 329 there on the straight. There's Lindsay as well. I believe he did quite well, I believe, if I remember correctly in this one. In this season. That might have actually been the season after. My memory is shocking. As now he comes around, it's nice and tight all the way. Now through 15. Sorry, not 15. It's now through 12. 13, another tight one into 14. He's put together a nice little lap here. Lindsay's now go on the run out to 15 and through the final corner. Lindsay's time's looking good here as he goes 124 on the dot, and that'll put him up into 4th position. As Wi-Fi limit is on an out lap, warming up the tyres. PS Bomber and Imanoob still yet to set a time there in the pits. I believe Imanoob has just come out. And spin.
I think Italian Ramen's probably good to watch right now. He's been really struggling out there. He's had 2 abandoned laps as a result of spins, and his last lap was invalidated. So this is his first competitive time he's going to be able to put on the board if he can keep his car pointed in the right direction and within the track limits. He's coming around turn 15, the second last corner. Really slingshots you around and he holds it together, as many others haven't there. Rounding the final corner. It's going to be across the line.
125.
7th place.
Obviously, it's not the best time, but I think at the moment, setting a time is probably the most important thing. At the moment, I believe Mickey is out on a lap now. He might have backed out of it. No, he's still going full speed here. He comes through some of my favourite parts of this track. Those nice 2 very quick. Spicy has retired on the straights. As Mickey now comes round into the Latifi corner, as I like to call it. Now comes around the penultimate corner and into the last. What will the time be looking like from Mickey? We know he can be quick if he's consistent, and he'll put it into 7th position. Now let's have a look at Wi-Fi limit, who's spun. So that could be huge for him. Does he have enough time to get that one back into the pits? And an interesting one now is Imanoob, last place on the grid currently. Can he set a time that he so desperately needs right now? This is right at the bottom of that pack. Obviously Vipermon as well on a 146. He should go back out again, I'd assume, to get one more run in. Tight braking here, he gets over. I don't think Ivan Noob has played this game either. I believe this game was downloading, I reckon, about 2 minutes before we were about to start. Ivan Noob now down this massive straight. You can see the Aston Martin in the background, 2 Aston Martins and the McLaren. I believe that McLaren is Wi-Fi limit. He is also down in 14th.
Yes,
Neither
it
of
is.
them
His
had
teammate Spicy.
Yeah, so Spicy out of the session. He didn't think he had enough time or was happy enough with his lap. Didn't want to waste the tyres, whatever it was. But I'm a Noob has gone fastest in the second sector. Runs very wide out of the new corner. Just comes around here, sort of misses that apex a bit more than you want. Turns in tight, keeps on the throttle well. Oh, I thought that might have been invalidated there. I don't think it's strict invalidation rules, as it seems like it's being pretty lenient, and he's coming into the pits. That seemed like an alright lap, but he's going to go out for one final run. PS Bomber now on a lap as well. Wi-Fi limit is not on a lap. PS Bomber now. This one he needs as well. He's in the bottom 3 of cars that have not set a time yet. That's nice one there. Can he hold it? Runs out a bit wide, sort of washes out onto the curb. There's PS Bomber now towards the hotel. It's looking like an okay lap. That battery charge not quite where you'd want it to be. Comes around the penultimate corner here. Time's looking okay. Oh, that looked close. Comes around the corner. What will the time be? He just wants to get one on the board, and it'll be a 1:25.4. There's Vipermon on a lap now as well. He's struggled to get one on the board as well. He has one, but it's a 1:46. Wi-Fi limit gets a 2:02 now. As Vipermon might not be on a lap because it's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
As now.
So here he's going to start it now. Coming down to the first corner, the big left-hander clips the apex. Very nice, beautiful line through that corner. Coming through the weaving fast first sector here, and slingshotted out down into magnificent turn 5. And he's just taken that very beautifully. He started the corner right from the outside, clipped the apex, and went right back to the outside. This is now approaching some people on the outlap trying to warm up their tyres.
Yeah, you better hope these guys get out the way. Oh, smart there from the Red Bull. I thought he might have stayed. Got out the way though. It's Italian Ramen there. He's probably needs to get another lap on here. 2 cars on the outside. You see everyone out here at the moment. Only people, Spicy, who's retired, Lindsay in 4th, and Wi-Fi limit down in 15th. He's going to need to come out soon unless he decides he's not going to set a lap. There's Vipermon. He's got a car coming up here as well. It's a dangerous spot because it's so hard to get out the way, especially when you want to start a lap for this Alpine ahead. I'm not sure if that's Geordie or a pocket, but he's going to get out the way because he's going to be fast enough. Oh, and Zonix! 5-place grid penalties. Viper comes to the line. It'll be 5th place for Viper. What's happened with Zonix here? Who's he collided with? So he's behind his teammate. So I believe they're going to try to set up some sort of draft, I'm going to assume. Let's have a look at the top here.
Interestingly, Novatron has retired.
I think Noob must have spun and just gave up here as Geordie. Can he set a faster lap than he's already 1:23? Wi-Fi limit is going to start in last. He decided not to come out as Geordie comes to the line. It's going to be a better one. A 1:23.4 for Geordie. What can SV do? He's 800ths of a second down on his time. Oh no, 400ths up now. It's SV. He's looking, needs to get this time on. He's got 4/10ths to chase down on Geordie. Can he get that off? As he comes down now. Under the hotel. It's going to be a real tight one here. We know how close these guys can be. Especially up at the top. Lindsay, J-Man, they've all finished. Bonker Boy and Wi-Fi limit. SV as he comes to the line. Will it be enough? Not quite, but he has improved. Apokic now. Oh, had a little slide there. He was a 10th up. Is that too little too late now? Can it be a 1-2 for the Alpines? As Apokic has a little slide around the final corner and won't quite. And you have to question, without those slides, could it be done? Vipermon heads back up. Zonix has invalidated Italian Ramen. He's sort of struggled. And must have had some sort of AI glitch or something. He might not be in
Italian
session.
PS Bomber. PS Bomber has just ruined that lap. It was looking to be a good one. His teammate Zonix had slipstreamed him for 2 straights in a row, and just once again that turn 15 on the exit, he got way too wide, and he clobbered it into the wall, and there went his left tire. So he's out of the session.
Okay, it seems to be an issue for me. I've been kicked from the session. If you could invite me back quickly.
Yeah.
Not sure why it's done that for. I've been having some network issues. Let's pray they hold off for the race.
Sorry, we're just watching the results now, so I can't invite you.
No worries. Let's hope I don't join as a car. I think an immediate safety car is not needed. As I have done that before. So let's not do that again. As I try.
So the top 5 from that session were Geordie Slater, followed by SVYT, Apokic, Lindsay, and J-Man.
So that's an interesting top 5. I think J-Man surprised me, in fact. I think this was one of his better games, to be honest. He was sort of up there in the Tier 2 rankings. But good to see him back up there again. Top 5 sort of surprised me. You got Lindsay up there as well. And then the 3 people you'd probably expect out of Geordie, Apokic, and SV. And you got interesting ones towards the back. Can't quite remember, but so hopefully can get back into this before the start.
I just sent the invite now.
Thank you. Apologies for the stream. This is a little bit more scuffed than normal. I haven't done it in a while. Give me some slack. I hope I'm a spectator and not a driver. As I think I should be good as we are doing a formation
It's
lap.
lights out. Oh, no formation lap, it
no
seems.
formation lap. Apologies. So it's
The
lights
start
out.
has just happened.
Lights out and away we go now. As it is a... I can't really see anything at the moment, I apologise. I'll get... Oh, there's a big one up the back! I just caught that! And there is a huge crash towards the back as Geordie peels away from the field. That was a huge one. I just caught that down at the back. And Apokic! 5-second grid penalty to start this race. That's not what you want. Lindsay's jumped up into second. Apokic holds on in third and SV down in fifth. So you can see who's involved in that Vipermon. He's gone down 9 places there. So that would have been a huge one coming out of, I believe it was the third corner. As there's more towards the back. And Apokic has caused some damage down at the back.
His race just keeps getting worse and worse. Started in 3rd place, then picked up a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Yes.
Then dropped down off that spin, and he's now fighting for 10th place with
side
Wi-Fi.
by side.
Oh, Wi-Fi limit is off. Wi-Fi limit has been spun round from Dead Hit, I think that was, who's missing a front wing.
I believe Dead Heat was caught up in that incident at the start. As we round the final corners now. Be interested to see how these battles turn out. Geordie.
Oh, sorry, Apokic once again having to catch a spin.
Oh, and hold on, there's a McLaren of Spicy that has spun off, and you can see all these cars coming into the pits. All the way from 10th down to about 16th. All boxing early. The Slow's gone really close side by side here. Slow with J-Man. Can he get the move done? I think he does. But the switchback from J-Man. Can he get the job done as they come down into the straight? DRS not quite enabled yet. He will tuck in behind and use some of the ERS. Comes down now to a heavy braking corner here. Sort of dropped off a little. Will he go for the dive? He will not. I'm a noob. Side by side with Zonix as well. And he'll just tuck in. Be interesting racing towards the back, I think, now. Now that a lot of them have pitted. I think it's going to be an interesting battle down there with the fight. So now on board with I'm a noob here. And I didn't really catch that start. Could you try and give us a recap for us?
Well, it was clean at the front for the most part, but it seemed at the back it was Vipamon and Italian Ramen had a tangle in the second corner and resulted in both of them spinning around. And now, as you can see, I think Wi-Fi Limit, Dead Heat, Bonker Boy have all elected to pit straight onto the hard tyres, so gonna keep an eye on them as to whether they're going for a one-stop maybe. Oh, and Spicy has spun once again out of that second last corner.
Oh, and there's a spin, I think, from Geordie. Geordie, who was leading the race pretty convincingly, has had a spin off the start, and he'll have to make that up pretty quick as Lindsay inherits the race lead now.
Geordie also missing a front wing.
So Geordie must have hit the wall. It's now a Pockik.
Yep.
Yeah, Pockix gets past him. Yeah, no front wing for that Alpine. Devastational for Geordie. I believe position changes there as Pockik gets back in front. He's also got that 5-second penalty there. I believe it was for an illegal overtake at the start. Geordie now catching back up to a Pockik. There's SV getting very close to Lindsay here. The two Alfa Romeos fighting it out here. This is some great racing so far, some nice action. As Imanoob's quite close to the back of a Pockik here, we want to stick up to the front here. Imanoob getting very close, concealing that telemetry down at the back, but SV sticking behind Lindsay here. Just waiting his moment here, waiting it out. As they come down into the first corner, Lindsay switches to the right hand side to get a nice little opening for this first corner. Could we see a move down? I doubt SV will send one as I believe that's Spicy. So Spicy spins once again. As we'll see SV sort of just brake late here to get close to Lindsay, and then I believe should open up the DRS here. As there we go, see it open up. SV front of goes, switches down at the back. So Spicy gets past Geordie as he's in the pits. And Spicy seems to be struggling a little bit down at the back, and Geordie, he's got some places to make up at the moment. So you see Slow just behind SVYT. We'll watch it from this angle back here. Slow and SV. It's a spin down in Italian Ramen. Have a look here, and it's a pretty interesting start. Obviously Geordie down at the back. What sort of strategy do you think the guys have had to pit early will take to be able to stay in this race?
Well, you have to keep in mind the high degradation of Abu Dhabi. It's obviously a desert track, so it's very dry, and that results in, a lot of work being put through the tyres as Lindsay goes wide in that final corner. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I couldn't really call it. I'm not an expert on the game tyre degradation physics, so not sure whether they can push it the full almost 29 laps on a set of hard tyres, but I would guess it's probably going to be a 2-stop for them, particularly if they have another incident. It'll likely be a hard to soft finish. And Slow's just gone down the inside of SVT and looking maybe for another overtake in the same corner on Lindsay.
I think he's just overtaken him, sorry. My game sort of bugged out a little, but Slow seems to have overtaken him, and got some information here. So someone used to play, I believe Wayne said believes it was a real struggle to get traction on 22 in the third gear. So that's one to keep out on. That could be the reason for some of the struggle these drivers are having so far in this race. And you can see behind just on the map, J-Man, Rapid, and Mickey are all very close together. As Geordie's making moves to get up on the pack here. We'll just have a look out the back here. It's looking pretty quick now as SV. SV now seeming to having a little problems getting traction as well. See Italian Ramen in the pits.
Oh, because this is Zonix is getting very close to the back of Mickey. And there's 2 packs of 3 at the front, and Mickey goes wide, allowing the door open for Zonix.
Oh,
Zonix gets a 3-second time penalty.
Saw that there. He just grazed the curb as he went over.
It looks like he's got a great exit here.
Oh,
but in the second part,
spin for Spicy
Mickey's
once
got away.
again.
Oh, look at Zonix. He's closing up a little bit, closing up faster. Is he going to send it?
Oh, he might. He sends it up the inside. I think there's a little bit of contact, but he gets in front. Oh, Mickey, that's so close. Great overtake there from Zonix.
And they're both going to have DRS off the back of J-Man. So, looks like Mickey's going to be still in this for the end of this lap, and the next lap he's going to have another look, I would
assume so as well, but slow as well in the Haas. He's looking pretty good as well, as he's just sort of tracking around this circuit here, sort of just sitting behind Lindsay, waiting his time, waiting for his moment. Zonix is getting pretty close to the back of J-Man as well. So tight, seeing how close they go as SV goes off the track. And if Zonix is all over the back of J-Man here, he's showing some real pace at the moment, even with that penalty. He's looking really good, as maybe a move up the inside here, down at turn 5. And no, hold on, he'll play the smart game, play the DRS. So J-Man could be in some trouble here. Zonix all over the back of him. Now he comes up side by side down the straight. J-Man has a chance here. Will he try go for it? He will not. And there's a spin for Imanoob. J-Man trying to get back at that as well.
We'll have DRS off this straight.
Definitely. Zonix now under pressure from J-Man.
There he goes down the inside. Into turn 9, that is, and they're side by side going through and out of the corner. It looks like Zonix is going to stay ahead.
So
but I'm a noob
safety car as Noob retires, and this is quite an interesting one for the race. As this, not quite sure if this is the right time to be coming in and trying to go long, maybe. But
looks like Lindsay.
Yeah, the front boys
Lindsay
think so.
In.
Is SV going to come in though? Because that's going to severely impact him, but he's slowing down. So, oh, Zonix! What a move by Zonix! I just caught that. SV was going slow to buy some time for Lindsay in the pits, and Zonix just goes Sebastian Vettel style and says, "Get out my way." As Lindsay will stay in front, and I think Zonix has jumped SV. That is incredible as Italian Ramen unlaps himself. Come back out onto the track.
So now the front runners, Lindsay and Slow, are going to be on medium tyres. But the question is, can they stretch that the 11 laps, sorry, not 11, 21 laps we have remaining on a pair of mediums? I don't think so. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
It's going to make for some good racing.
I think Zonix has made the right call here on the hard, but I assume these front guys, Lindsay, Slow, assuming or praying for at least another safety car to come out here, as I think everyone except for Ramen has pitted here. So Ramen will try head around and get to the back of this pack. So he was a lap down. The
front two started on hard tyres, so they've had no choice but to go to mediums.
Yeah, so they've tried to go the long game to start, and then sort of had to make a pit for safety car. So it's probably a two-stopper then, because I don't think with the tyre degradation here at Abu Dhabi you can last it for 20 more laps, especially with having to defend the pressure from behind from Lindsay, Slow, not Lindsay won't be defending from Lindsay, but from Slow and Zonix and J-Man, having to defend from that pressure behind. I don't know if these tyres are going to last up front.
Yeah, it's either going to be a very entertaining bit of defense from Lindsay, as he's going to be struggling with tyre degradation at the back half of the back end of the race, or he's going to have to pit onto some softs near the end and going to make a charge through the field. Either way, it's going to be a great end to the race.
Yeah, I have a feeling we see this a lot throughout the ORL. It's just this early race safety car, and Mickey has somehow gone up to... Oh, that's because he's gone to pits, okay. I'm wondering how Mickey got up to seconds, because he's jumped and gone into pits. So, I wonder what Mickey... So, Mickey was on the hards. Did he maybe get some wing damage on the safety car? Doesn't seem like it. It's too quick of a stop, I think, but he's put on more hards. Interesting. So, looking at the penalties, Apokic has got rid of his one. So, Apokic no longer has that 5-second penalty. Then you've got Zonix and Spicy with the 3 seconds. Geordie as well. He was leading this race pretty convincingly as well. Obviously, Apokic out back there. Do you reckon they can charge their way back up to the front, especially with... You've got SV, Slow, Zonix. Obviously, these guys, they're not slow, that's for sure. J-Man as well. They aren't easy to overtake. Do you reckon they can still get back up there in these last 20 laps and fight for the win?
I would say so. With the amount of change in the field we've seen in just these first 10 laps, it's been phenomenal. The amount of people who've spun out. So, there's some M plate, the front wing of the McLaren on the track. I'm guessing that's Spicy, who's fully lost his front wing.
Okay, so what's happened there?
There was some shenanigans going on with 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th place. So maybe Spicy caught up in some things ahead, or some sudden braking.
I've seen him tap the back of Geordie there a little, so maybe that's what happened. He's sort of just trotting around, and his safety car won't be going until Italian Ramen catches the field. So we've still got a fair way to go, I think, here, and I believe Spicy will now be pitting, so you've got to wait now for 2 guys to go in, and Spicy's on those hard tyres, so unless he's gone for a harder setup here, we're going to have a look here, as he's overtaken him coming into the pits. Interesting to see what tyre he actually goes on here. Let's have a look, see what the McLaren pit crew are holding up. Those look like medium tyres. He's chucking on the mediums. Oh, they've double stacked.
They're double stacking down at McLaren. We've got Wi-Fi limit coming.
So there's Wi-Fi now switching on to... No, he's onto the softs. So Wi-Fi limit's gone onto the softs now. Was he serving a penalty, it seemed? That seemed... Oh, it might have been just because he was in front there, but... So Italian Ramen now will jump in front of one of the McLarens, so they will now go to the back. Lindsay still leads this one.
That was the 3rd stop for Wi-Fi limit this race.
Okay, so... Could that possibly be
already everyone...
Sorry, keep interrupting you there, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Everyone outside the top 6 has done at least 2 stops. And Wi-Fi limit with the most of 3 stops. So yeah, I'll definitely say anything possible here. Yeah, you've got a range of different tyres, soft, medium and hard. And all tyres pretty fresh. You got most people on about 2 lap old tyres, and I think the safety car
here we are, yeah,
it is in this lap.
So we will get back to racing here, as we've got some interesting tyre choices. Seems to be split between the hard and the medium. Obviously 2 at the front. Lindsay and Slow have decided to go for the medium tyres. Maybe thinking another safety car. I really don't think you can get 19 laps on these. I haven't Obviously, I haven't played this game in some time, but I do not remember being able to last that long on mediums, especially considering they've already done 2 laps. Even though it's under safety car, I still think that's a tough battle you got to fight here. As we get ready to go here, safety car coming in, you can see it there. Bert Mylander coming into the pits now.
Make sure you get some outside camera angles on the start.
Take a look towards the back, especially going into turns 3 and 4. As Lindsay's gone, he sort of shook him off a
someone's
little
in the wall.
and
Looks
someone's
like
in
dead
the
heat.
wall. It's dead heat
He
in the
would have
back.
lost his front wing.
We're watching from the top here. So we look out the back. Nothing seeming. Everyone's sort of separated here. There's another McLaren back in the pits. There's a send out the back from Italian Ramen. Down the inside of Spicy. Spicy goes for the switchback. Beautiful move there. It's Slow now getting actually quite close on Lindsay. He's actually overtaken Lindsay. Oh, that's a good one there. Zonix, I think, barely holding on.
There's a good battle
J-Man.
between J-Man and SVYT and Zonix.
Three-way battle here for the first podium
J-Man
place.
going down the inside of Zonix into
that looked different on
turn
my
9.
screen.
Oh, there's a spin! And that's Geordie Slater. Geordie Slater's just come in and spun out Zonix. You have to feel bad for him.
Also Zonix, sorry,
Dive bomb was never on from Geordie, and that's...
Yeah, didn't seem, it was a bit... Sorry, my game's just not working properly here. I just can't see anything at the moment. But Geordie up into 5th, and unfortunate from Zonix there. Could you sort of just give us a little bit of an explanation there, as I don't think I actually saw that one there on the replay.
Yeah, J-Man and SVT were battling each other, and looks like... Oh, sorry, and Zonix were battling each other. And Geordie went for a very ambitious move. So he sent it down the inside of SVT, and also just enough to get down the inside of Zonix, and the move was never really on.
Gotcha, so just Geordie send.
Resulted in Geordie Slater flipping the back of Zonix.
It's not exactly a standard move from Geordie. You don't see him doing those too much. Trailing behind SV here. So J-Man's driving very well. So he's done quite well here. Mickey gets the jump on Viper. He will now try and make that charge toward PS, but we're currently on board with Geordie Slater now. Just looking at the back of this SV and J-Man fight. Can there be a move? Sort of the gap's starting to be split out now, and PS Bomber now. 3-second time penalty. That's huge for the points positions now behind him with Mickey, Viper, and Zonix. He's Slow, setting another fastest lap of the race. And it's starting to sort of see these sort of packs forming. So Slow running away with it. Lindsay behind trying to chase, and then you've got J-Man, SV, Geordie in a pocket, sort of in their pack of their own. Then behind that, oh, there's a spin. That's from Dead Heat. So he's struggling now as well. Someone we hadn't really talked about much in this one so far. As now there's SV getting a good run up behind J-Man here. Can he make a move? He goes to the inside. He sort of tries to bait it out. Dead Heat's got 3 seconds now.
Rapid Mickey just also getting through on PS Bomber into turn 6 there with the help of DRS, which is now enabled on this lap for the first time since that safety car ended. And FVYT getting a run on the outside of J-Man this time.
Oh, and it just keeps getting worse for PS Bomber. I think he's lost 3 positions in about 3 corners. He lost it to Mickey, Zonix, and Viper. All in the corning in a pocket, gets another one. And that seemed like a little weird change there. Geordie now gets 3 seconds, so it's all coming apart here. As SV's still trying to chase down J-Man here as we come towards the first corner. closest battle on track at the moment. Viper and Zonic's getting pretty close as well, but we want to keep our eyes on this one. This J-Man looks slow into the first couple of corners here. SV sort of just holding off. Okay, it seems way closer. I don't know what's going on at the moment. Most likely my internet. Not going to blame the game.
Here we go, SV getting a good run on J-Man down the back straight, coming up to turn 6. It looks like he's a bit far back to send it, but what does he think about it? Thinks the better of it and stays behind.
I'm going to need an invite.
And he's going to get another... Okay.
So, can continue to commentate, paint the picture.
Oh, SV. Yeah, SV's just gotten around the outside into turn 9 on J-Man. And, oh, he has just spun it.
Wow,
On the exit
so
of turn
huge.
9, he looks like he got on the throttle a bit too early, and SV's gone from 3rd place just over to J-Man right down to 11. So he's out of the points now. And there's a couple battles forming, and Rapid Mickey goes around. He was in 8th place, and now he's going to be probably behind SV. He's going to be into 11th place, so SV gets back up into the points after that short period outside it.
Sorry, just starting to join back in here. If you want to just keep going quickly as I try get back into this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need another one. It's not working.
Okay.
Yeah, try grab another one. Just
Oh, Geordie Slater is rapidly catching up to the back of J-Man. Stays behind into turn 6. And on this second DRS straight, I reckon he's going to have a good go. As the DRS opens for him. Catching right up to the back of J-Man. The gap now less than 10th. And he's side by side and past J-Man. He doesn't put up any defense into this corner, but he's coming back out of the exit. Almost side by side there. But Geordie Slater for now maintains the place. Coming into turn 12, 13, and 14 now. J-Man's caught right back up. And this next lap is going to be a good battle between these two. J-Man's looking to grab the inside into that corner. Can't quite do so. And he's slightly dropped back. He'll just be waiting for those double DRS zones of turn 6 and turn 9. Going around turn 5 now, these two.
so it's a tight battle here from Geordie and J-Man here as I've just managed to sneak my way back in. So it's been quite a bit changed since the last time. So Zonic's back up towards the top part here. Geordie up into 3rd, and that's close from J-Man. Almost gets into the back of Geordie. This Geordie just so fast out of those corners. Completely jumps it here as SV.
Oh! SV's been spun out by PS Bomber. It looks like not to be PS's fault. He was just on the inside. And from my perspective, SV just lagged. And Wi-Fi is out of the session.
So this could be another safety car.
And that's caused a full safety car.
So these guys, I think that it's sort of...
I would guess the front.
Oh, and Dead Heat is doing
Slow's
doubles.
jumped into the pits.
So Slow's gone in. So this is what we were sort of expecting from these guys. J-Man, 5-second penalty. That's for Geordie there. He's right up against Geordie. You can see the Alfa Romeo guys coming out as well. So Lindsay into the pits. It's going to be another set of mediums. I think that's the right call. Yep. Lindsay will do the same. Geordie will come in. He'll go on for mediums. J-Man's going to come in for mediums. Zonix is going to jump a pocket here. He'll go on to the mediums as well. So just the hold up here from everyone. Vipermon jumps up to 4th with that pit stop. So it was a slow stop, I think, from Alpine. as Geordie's now down in 5th. So let's have a look. As I think, what was that?
J-Man's down in 8th as he served his penalty under that pit stop.
So I'm gonna look at tyres here. So I think the Viper's gone back onto old hards, I believe. Mickey's stayed out. Top 3 have all pitted for new mediums. Geordie's gone on to old mediums. Spicy on the softs. J-Man on new mediums. PS Bomber on the softs. A pocket goes to the mediums. That's a huge jump for him. He was up front there. I think he was top 5, I believe, and just a slow stop from Alpine on Geordie's side, and then being held up with the double stack as well. Seriously cost them time. There's SV as well. He pitted. He's on the mediums, and Italian Ramen, Bunker Boy, and Dead Heat. Also, Dead Heat retires in the pit lane. Down to 13 drivers now. As we come into these last... Sorry, I've missed something here. PS Bomber's got a drive-through. So...
Said, I believe it was for ignoring safety car conditions, I'm pretty sure it was.
So it must have been. I think that's the only way you can get a drive-through aside from a jump start, so it must have been.
Yeah, and Zonix has made an insane recovery. He was down in about 10th place. And I'll invite you. And he's managed to recover this drive. He's up into 3rd currently. Shouldn't miss too much because we've got another lap of safety cars happening.
Yep, just go through some stats maybe from MX. Obviously, that's why we're here. That's why we're here tonight. I think we've got some stats prepared from his overall ORL career, if you'd like to run through those.
Yeah, of course. So MX, after I left, inherited the vice president of ORL role, and in his career on the track and off, he managed to be the most successful team principal. On top of that, 4 race wins he took by himself, and he took his team to a constructors championship and also won the drivers championship back in season 3. And in season 4, he won the overall constructors championship across T1 and 2. So that is why he's the most successful team principal of all time in the ORL.
Yeah, definitely. I know.
And he could have done so much more.
100%. It's not more what he's done on the track as well. It's what he's done for the league as well. Obviously, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that sort of got this league to where it is today, where we're having so many events, and I think believe it's a record of all-time attendance, I believe. Safety car comes in this lap now, so it's upsetting, obviously, that we have to be here tonight, but luckily in these last couple of laps, 10 to go, hopefully we can provide some great racing in the memory of MX as we get ready to go now. Slow leads the pack. Lindsay in 2nd. Last time out, safety car, Lindsay was ahead. Can we see Lindsay maybe jump back in front of Slow? Obviously, Geordie down in 5th. What type of stuff you was expecting on the restart? Sorry, sort of caught me off guard there as Slow has gone so early and has already built a 1-second gap to Lindsay off the start. That is a very interesting move to start there. PS Bomber, I believe, spun and will now serve his drive-through penalty. It's all Slow. No, never mind. I am bugging again. As it's sort of quiet out the back. Vipermon still chasing Geordie off the restart here. I think Slow caught a lot of people off guard off that restart. And as I was
There's
asking
a good
you,
battle here. Good battle here for 8th place. Even 7th. And Rucked Mickey, the pocket, are scrapping for 9th as well. Mickey is going to not have DRS as the safety cars just come in, so it won't be active for another couple of laps. But now Italian Ramen looking to get in the mix. Going for the outside line, he can't get the place on Mickey.
Pocket Zonix going off as
And
well.
this is a great little battle here. Yes. All the way from 7th to right down for 12th. There's
Oh, down the
cracking battle, and
inside. That's not the move. It's not it, but Mickey gets in front with that. Italian Ramen hits the back of Mickey, and Mickey takes advantage and goes in front of a pocket now. As this one's a good one as well. You can't forget about Bonker Boy behind as well. If he gets involved in this, this could be a real tough one here for a pocket to get back up into these podium top 5 positions. It's Spicy up into 6 as well. What a drive it's been for him to end back up in there. It seems like he's struggling the majority of the race. But sorry, as I was saying before the safety car ended abruptly, how do you think it's really going to go on this restart towards the final couple of laps? Obviously with Lindsay, Zonix and Geordie all sort of so close together, as well as the penalties down from the 3rd all the way down to 6th there that are really going to heavily influence the end of this race.
Yeah, well, everyone's on pretty recent tyres. Most people about 3-4 laps old. And if you thought this race was going to be like a 29 lap, 100 meter sprint, well, this end is a 10 meter, like a 50 meter sprint towards the end. We've got 10 laps to go. And there's some cracking battles happening. For 5th place, there's a big spin for Vipermon. He's lost all of his front wing. And down, but I would have to say knocked out, as anything can still happen.
100%. Obviously, just while we're having that chat, I'm gone again. But Lindsay has managed to get in front there of Slow, so that is...
Oh, SV has just had a massive spin. And you've also just left, so I won't invite you. So massive spin there for SV. Looked like he collected Rapid Mickey on the way round. And Rapid Mickey's been disqualified.
Oh no.
Didn't look like to be his fault. His car's a bit glitched. Seemed like he was coming into the pits to change his wing and tyres. But unfortunately, he crashed into the barrier separating the track and the pit lane and got disqualified for it, I believe.
That might be a reversing in the pit lane, I believe. That's unfortunately for him not the first time that's happened. That seems to happen quite a bit with him. Seems to have some internet issues. He is a very quick driver.
Up the front, Lindsay is getting ahead of Slow. We've got a change in leader right now as Lindsay's gotten ahead, but Slow's trying to fight it back as we go around turn 9. Lindsay just catches a spin, and that's going to give Slow a good exit. Yep.
Apologies about that one to interrupt that sort of intense battle that seems to be going on at the moment down at the front. I'll leave that one to you, as you're the one that can actually see.
Yeah, you can probably get back in time as there's 2/10 gap between these two, now opening up to 3-4 tenths. And Slow's starting to drop back towards the reaches of the Zonix. And they're just going to be waiting for that double DRS zone, Zonix and Slower, to have another crack at Lindsay.
Seems like it's tightening up at the front towards the end of this race. Zonix, who we thought's race was over after that spin, or being spun, that feels like forever ago. It was only about an hour. But he's done well to fight his way back up there. He's obviously got that 3-second penalty, which is not ideal, but he's looking good at the moment. He seems very quick keeping up with these tier 1 guys.
Pocket retires in the pits, and also SV's had another spin. He's going into the pits.
So I assume both of those guys will head out here as I'm still loading in. I apologise for the stream. This is not ideal and doesn't do the race justice for what it should be. So I sincerely apologise for this one as we are finally back in. It's a good race. Hopefully that doesn't happen towards the end. There seems to be some more issues as we're finally back in. If you want to keep going here just while I get everything set back up.
Yeah, there's a good battle in this top 4. As we've got another spin, it looks like Viking, Pokemon, maybe. Anyway, we'll cast our eyes back to this battle between the top 4 for first place. Lindsay Muddle going down the inside, not able to get the move done on slow yet, though. As he's going to have two opportunities with the DRS zones. He's closing up to the back on this one. Not going to be able to get past, I would assume, unless he absolutely sends it, which he almost has. But just going to leave it slow vulnerable in this next braking zone. Mickey's catching up rapidly onto the back gaps. Now under 2/10, 1/10, and just great car positioning there from slow to keep Lindsay behind.
Yeah, it's great defensive effort as I'm gone again. Are you able to screenshot? I don't know if you can on Discord or not, but that might be the best option.
No, no.
This is a little bit frustrating. Yeah, it's a shame we're having these issues. If you want to just keep commentating like you were before, just so the viewers can have some sort of idea of what's going on.
There we go. I've got the camera on this minute. Show that. Oh, here we are. The top 4 are still about half a second apart. And it doesn't look like any of them are going to be able to get the move done on this straight. Lindsay's clutching right up to the back and has a look down the inside, but it's just a bit too far back on that occasion. And he's got a great exit. Slow looking to have a bit of issues with traction and some back end sliding out there. It's allowed Lindsay to get up past him into turn 9 we go. And Lindsay brakes later than slow. It's going to mean he's probably going to have a better exit. He does, and he's closing back up to Lindsay. But it's virtually impossible to overtake past here in the lap.
So hopefully I'm getting back in here if you just want to keep
top
going.
4 drivers separated by under a second.
Wow, that's huge towards the end of this race. That this is going on. Hopefully I can get in time.
Camera, so we can probably see it on Discord.
Pardon me?
Pointing the race. I'm just pointing the camera at the PS so you can see it on Discord if you need.
Good, I'll get that on now because I think, unfortunately, that's going to be our best option for the time being. As I'll try get this full screen. There we go. As we get a full screen.
Lindsay's got an overtake on slow here, and closing back up is slow, but chooses not to send it down the inside of turn 6. And seems like it's a little bit of a DRS train with these top 4. Apart from slow and Lindsay, the back 2 in this top 4, Zonix and Geordie can't change the places, and it's slow going around the outside of Lindsay, riding on board with him now. It's a beautiful, beautiful move.
Yes.
Right around the outside of that long, newly updated turn 9. And Lindsay's going to have to settle for second place for the rest of the lap at least.
Yeah, no, it's looking like a close one now. They're just back and forth, and you still have to remember about who's behind them. Zonix and Slater, Geordie Slater as well. Thank you, that looks way better. So we've got, it's the best we can do. It's a little scuffed as Lindsay just loses it a little bit as he goes to the outside. He's trying to chase down there on slow. The gap's out to 5/10, could even extend to 6. So just push down now. Trying to get there. It's going to be a DRS battle to the end. I think that's just where it's going to come to.
Yeah, it looks like all about tire degradation here. Despite Geordie Slater being 4 laps down on in terms of his tyre life. He's still able to keep up with this pack. So it just shows his talent, time management, and his pure speed.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for him, can't quite close up to the back of Zonix.
Yeah, that definitely seems to be an issue at the moment for them. So I'm just trying to make sure this looks half decent.
Oh, SV is out of the session. I think he's done a Latifi. He has done a Nicholas Latifi, almost the exact same, and that has caused another safety car. I believe that's the third of the race so far. And the question is, are they going to dive into the pits? The answer is yes. Slow, Lindsay, Zonix in the pits with a 3-second penalty for good measure on the way in. Geordie's in the pits. So far, the top four, and J-Man is going in the pits. It's going to be a 3-lap sprint. I'm assuming all of these drivers are putting on the soft tyre, which they are. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great sprint to the end. Is anyone staying out? Spicy is going to be staying out. And it's hard to tell who he's jumped. It's going to be close on the exit. Can he get past Slope? No, he can't. So Spicy on 10-lap old tyres is slotted into second place after choosing not to pit here. And he's going to have 2 laps to defend himself if the safety car comes in this lap. So quite reminiscent of Abu Dhabi 2021, I have to say. Old tyres versus new tyres, safety car, final couple of laps. Almost Latifi-like crash. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Spicy. So he was on the soft still. So Spicy's still in second. So we've got Lindsay in third, I believe. Zonix in fourth, and Geordie in fifth. So can Spicy hold on? Obviously he's got the 9-second penalty, but I assume he'll try to defend it with his life like he doesn't have it, just to hold on to this podium
Get
best as he
confirmation
can.
that safety car's in this lap, and you saw for a split second Pierce Bomber's tyre was off. So I'm guessing he was pushing a bit too hard to try and come in, and we're going to hope that this doesn't interrupt the safety car procedure and we can get racing as soon as possible and get these full 2 laps
Hopefully,
to close out.
I think there is a limit though for how long it can take for the safety car. I believe it's coming in now, it seems. So
yeah, we have got confirmation it's coming in, and doesn't seem like Pierce Bomber's DNF has affected that.
No, I don't think it would, because it has a limit for how long I believe safety car has to come in for. Apologies for the stream. It's the best we can do at the moment without me disconnecting. It's a little bit scuffed, but just trying to do what we can at the moment so we can show you as we get underway now. As we come into the final 2 laps of this race, Slow holds the pack. Spicy just seems to slow it down, as Slow's already got almost a 2-second lead on this one. As it's huge, Spicy's got another penalty, and he will get out the way, I believe, or Lindsay's just overtaken it the hard way. As Lindsay gets into second, Geordie now as well. So it's just going to be DRS, I think, from Geordie and Lindsay to make sure that they can try catch up to Slow. It's a 3-second gap.
Zonix just tried to send it down the inside of J-Man, I believe, and almost spun it round. It resulted in a tank slapper, and he's lost a couple of places, back down to 8th place for him.
Yeah, it's a shame for Zonix. He drove so well to get back up into those top 3 places. As now it's just going to be a sprint to the finish. Spicy is retired, so that can't be a safety car. So it's just down to 2 straight laps of racing. Geordie Slater all over the back of Lindsay now as we come through these fast-flying corners. I don't want to jinx him, but it seems Slow is running away with the win. As Geordie now just hanging off the back here. Sort of slow battle towards the back. Vipermon there as well. Zonix has called it quits. As Geordie still just over the back here, as we will probably see a move. I don't think down into turn 5. Is that a penalty for Slow? No, fastest lap. I can't read.
Only three with penalties currently are Geordie Slater with 3 seconds, Vipermon with 8, and Talion Rahman, who's in a fight with Vipermon with 6 seconds. So, oh, there we go.
Oh,
Got
that was
round the
always going to
Williams.
happen. That wasn't to do with Italian ramen. There was a ballsy move from Vipermon. J-Man not too far behind as well. He will stay within that 3-second gap. And right now it's looking like podium time. That gap now out to 3.5 seconds. So slow on the final lap of the race. He hasn't seemed too slow today as he's 3.5 seconds in front. This is the battle we're looking at though. Geordie versus Lindsay. It won't matter on track, because obviously Geordie's 3-second time penalty, but I think they just want to do it for the ego. I beat you on track, mate. So now here it comes. Geordie Slater just behind the back. Fastest sector 2. This is going to be a close one as it comes down to the final couple of corners. Geordie Slater just all over the back of Lindsay here, trying to find an opportunity. Can it be one there? He's just going to hold off. He's going to try and look for another one. Can Lindsay hold on? They are so unbelievably close. There's not many overtaking opportunities, if any. Now in this Grand Prix, could try send it down the inside through the final corner. He will! He'll go up the inside, but it's not going to be enough. Slow will win the Grand Prix. Lindsay in second, J-Man in third. And what a finish to the Memorial for MX. That's exactly the type of racing he would have absolutely loved as Viper comes home to finish in 6th. And Italian Herbs as Viper absolutely obliterates the wall.
Looks like some donuts might come out here. Yeah,
And
good
some
sports.
doughies. I absolutely agree with this. Phenomenal there as he will cross the line. Not quite. He's thinking about it and he'll get it done. Phenomenal end to the race there. It's a shame. It's a shame it was a little scuffed, but it's the best we could do, and the great end there is Slow will win driver of the day.
Extremely action-packed one, very reminiscent of the times when we used to race on F1 22. As you see him, our winner, Slow coming out to claim his trophy and stand on top of the podium. Well driven from the use, up and around the top the whole time, and just capitalised at the end after the safety car restart. Had a cracking 2 restarts there where he went really early and was able to gain about a second on Lindsay before they'd even crossed the line. So really well driven, especially off those safety car restarts from Slow. And J-Man just held in there the whole time, was able to capitalise off penalties. And Lindsay always was looking dangerous, but not quite enough for him to get the job done. As you can see, the grid order, Slow, definitely the driver of the day. Getting the win from 16th place.
I actually don't know who Slow is. Slow, I'm not sure, but if you are watching the stream, can you join Paddock for me?
So shortly we're going to be getting top 3 for a race interview, it seems like.
Yep, I'll try set that one up now. So I'll return to the good old Streamlabs. Thank you for making sure that wasn't too scuffed towards the end. So we could at least give somewhat of an experience of what it was like out there today. So I'll try to set this one up the best I can. Trying not to leak anything. There's much to leak.
Yep.
Alrighty, we'll try to sort this out now. So Lindsay, obviously the second place there. What was the sort of strategy obviously going into that one, obviously in such an emotional race? Was it you were just there for fun?
Yeah, I think we should just wait for J-Man and Greg first quickly.
That's apologies, jumping the gun a little.
No problem. There's bio. Alright. So if you just want to start with P3 and go up.
Easy. So J-Man, obviously in such an emotional race for many people today, what was sort of the strategy going in? Was it out there to have fun, obviously, or just make sure there was good racing?
There was not much of a strategy today, but Yeah, what a race! I felt amazing today. That was This is the first time I've been in a podium chat without being the commentator since the last game. So it feels amazing to be back. Feels amazing to have rolled Geordie Slater as well. So yeah, he can suck on that. Thanks for taking my wing out, mate. But yeah, so it was good fun. I think it was the second safety car. If that didn't come out, I was probably on for a much better result because I know Lindsay and Greg were on medium, so they wouldn't have been able to make it, and I was with Geordie. So if that one hadn't have come out, that probably would have worked out better. But having said that, the last safety car saved me and got me into the podium in the end. So it swings and roundabouts, but just happy to be finishing on the podium for such a special occasion. So yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, no, I definitely looked out there. Obviously, I haven't really been in the league much the last, but you seem like you're absolutely rapid out there. Do you feel we should switch back to F122 for the remainder of the season?
Yes.
Oh, mate.
Yes. Yes.
If we did, just put me back in tier 1 right now. Like, I was
Championship
smoking
battle
these
back
blokes. SV, I just had SV in my pocket the whole race. Like, come on. Like, everyone was just not able to catch me. So, yeah, it felt great. Lindsay, I don't want to hear it. But yeah, so if we go, I'd love to maybe start like a mini league of F122, maybe in the off season. I know Tom, who was my teammate, he was actually quite enjoying it as well. So I think that's something we could possibly look into.
Yeah, definitely for
Yeah.
sure. Seemed like everyone had quite a bit of fun out there today, just making sure it was some good quality racing, obviously for the special occasion. Thank you very much. Drove really well out there today, so congratulations, J-Man.
Yeah,
Thank
J-Man, very, very much like your old drives in F122 up in tier 1 there. So great to see you back on the podium, mate.
Thanks, Chunk. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
And we'll move on to Lindsay now, the number P2 here. Lindsay, what does it mean for you to be P2 in obviously such a special race for the league?
Yeah, it means genuinely more than I think anybody would know. Some people may think, oh, it's just a social event, but MX was one of my best mates, so I was out there driving for him. I was the second quickest car on the track, and yeah, I was happy to be racing on F122 again. I felt back to what used to be back in the ORL seasons 1 to 3, and it was good to be fighting there for the podium. It means so much, and also just to get the last laugh on J-Man there.
Lovely to see the banter still moving on as well. Obviously, with those battles, it seemed the entire race, sort of towards the end there. What was the thoughts throughout that, trying to just hold on or keep the lead, or just trying to hang on to the back there to put yourself in a position to win?
Nah, I knew that Greg had me from the very beginning. I mean, he was definitely pacing himself because he wanted to have some fun, and I was really just desperate to cling onto a podium. And when I saw that I was pulling away from the P3 car quite often, I knew the P2 was in my sights, and I was quite excited about that one. Obviously, MX being one of my best mates, I had to do it. I made a goal for myself when I started practicing earlier. It had to be, and it's happened, and I just yeah, it means more to me than you'd ever know.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I assume a lot of people out there just trying to do their best for a good mate. Thank you so much as well. I believe you were one of the people that organised it, so thank you very much for the opportunity for me to even come back. Obviously, probably not the happiest of circumstances that I'd like to be back, but I think it needed to be done, and just thank you to you guys for organising this one.
Yeah, no problem.
And now we will move on to P1 of Greg. Greg, that was a phenomenal drive from you out there. What was the thoughts throughout the race?
Well, just wanted to say first of all, it's not the reason I wanted to be racing on this game again. I think we were all heartbroken when we heard the news, and yeah, it was a good race. I mean, I enjoyed it. I was said to many people, this is the first time I've looked forward to a race in a while, but not for the right reasons. So yeah, it was never really knew MX that well, but I know everyone else loved him lots, and so did I. So it was a sad occasion, but it was fun racing again.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people sort of felt the same way about being excited to be able to race, but it's just a shame we had to return to the game in this way for such a sad occasion, of course. But seems we've really sort of, I think, brought the community closer together than I think it's been, which is really nice. Obviously, you drove phenomenally out there. Obviously, talking about maybe off season for the F1 22, would you be involved in that one?
Potentially. I mean, got a lot of stuff on F124. Got to finish off OFI and hopefully don't get banned from PSGL again. But yeah, if it's off season, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear. Obviously, I think obviously a lot of you top guys got better things to do, but I think in the off season that'll be, I think, a nice little break from everyone from the competitive racing throughout the season. Thank you very much for joining us here today. It was a phenomenal drive from you, and look forward to maybe being a bit more active and watching you guys go around a bit more.
Thanks.
Easy. Thank you, everyone. So that is an end to that one there. Thank you, everyone, for turning out. Apologies for some of the technical issues that we had. Thanks for everyone that turned up. Obviously, not the greatest occasion that we wanted to be here for, but it's great that we've been able to come together and put up an event like this. From myself, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. It's great to be back. Chunk, any final words?
Just thank you everyone for coming in and organising this incredible event. It was a great race. Just felt like we were back on the old game again. And yeah, great work, everyone.
Definitely. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the weekend.